Welcome back, family, to Northside LDN Caramba. And today we've got Yossouf Fofana being linked to Arsenal once again. It looks like talks are heating up and Arsenal are ready to approach Monaco over the young midfielder. And listen, there's a lot surrounding this player. There's a lot of hype. You guys in the chat have been telling me that this is the guy. If we get rid of Thomas Partey, which is still up in the air, and we haven't made 100% a decision over Partey, whether he's staying or not, you guys have been telling me this is the guy that we need to get. He's a baller. I don't watch League One, but you guys, listen. If he comes over, then he better bang, because we've had a lot of players that have come in that had a bit of hype behind them, and they have not been of the level. So listen, you guys, the chat, the regulars that jump on my lives, the regulars that that we do our live, that when I do my live shows about transfers, you guys are telling me that this is a player that you would want. This is a player that you want to come over to Arsenal and you rate and you think is going to do a good job. He could take over from Thomas Partey. So listen, he's being linked to Arsenal. It wouldn't break the bank if we get rid of Thomas Partey, which I'm hearing news about Thomas Partey leaving for £20 million. That is exactly what is being reported for Yossouf Fofana from Monaco, £20 million as well. So we wouldn't have to go into our transfer budget and take it from there. We can just literally take the money from Thomas Partey and reinvest it in Yossouf Fofana. I don't know a lot about this player. I've never watched him, if I'll be completely honest. I'm always skeptical. But at the same time, we do need to make smart buys. We can't be spending 70, 80, 100 mil on every single player. We do need to make some smart purchases. And maybe this could be one of them. Listen, if this doesn't work out, family, I'm telling you right now, all of you lot that always come in the live, everybody that's picked this guy up, you lot scouting report is in the mud. But you man been telling me that this guy's a baller. And listen, if he comes to Arsenal, like every other player that comes to Arsenal, I want them to succeed. I may have an opinion that I may not think they're good enough, but it's down to them to prove me wrong. I thought Ramsdale would be absolutely trash. I don't think he's trash. Is he world class? No, but I don't think he's trash. Ben White, when he first come and he had a stinker as a centre back, he didn't impress me. And I thought, why did we spend 50 million on this guy? As a right back, though, he's impressed me. I think he's one of the best right backs in the league. I think he's been very consistent. I think he's a very good right back. And listen, so my mind can be changed, even with players I may not necessarily rate. Obviously, in this case, I've not seen Yossouf Fofana. But when I get straight into it, what the reports are saying around Yossouf Fofana and Arsenal holding talks with £20 million, 25-year-old midfielder from AC Monaco. Arsenal have reportedly held discussions with representatives of AS Monaco midfielder Yossouf Fofana as they seek to strengthen their midfield options ahead of the upcoming season. The 25-year-old French international has apparently become a key target for the Gunners, who face stiff competition from several top European clubs. What's this here? I keep going. Arsenal have reportedly engaged in preliminary discussions with representatives of AC Monaco's midfielder Yossouf Fofana as they explore the possibility of a summer transfer. Sources indicate that while initial talks have taken place between Arsenal and Fofana's camp, negotiations are yet to commence, perhaps pointing to Arsenal merely testing the waters. The player's involvement in the upcoming Euros is expected to delay any potential deal, with a decision to be made upon his return. So cool. I mean, listen, he's an international. He's getting called up for the Euros. But yeah, so listen, we're going to have to make a decision after the Euros. Maybe that's why Arsenal are not moving quickly for Fofana. Maybe waiting to see, if there's any other players in this position that shine in the Euros or shine in the Copa America. Obviously, we do have the Copa America this season. So maybe that might be a reason why we're delaying getting him over the line, because he definitely won't break the bank getting Fofana to Arsenal. So maybe that's a reason why we haven't just gone all in for him and brought him in already. It goes on to say Arsenal's interest in Fofana is not new. The Gunners were reportedly considering him as an alternative to Declan Rice last summer, before ultimately opting for the latter. With questions surrounding the futures of several midfielders in Mikel Arteta's squad, including Thomas Partey, Emil Smith-Rowe, a move for Fofana could be on the cards this summer. Fofana, a 25-year-old French international, was a key figure for Monaco this season, featuring in 35 matches, scoring 4, assisting another 4. His contract with the league side runs until 2025, making him an attractive prospect for several top European clubs, including PSG, Atletico, AC, all who have reportedly expressed interest. I hear that. Listen, it looks like he's only got a year left on his contract. That's probably why he's valued at 20 million pounds. While L'Equipe doesn't mention Fofana's price, reports from Tutto Juve via Sport Witness suggests a figure around 20 million pounds. Arsenal also face competition from Premier League clubs, including Man United and West Ham. Now, what else does it go on to say? Fofana himself recently addressed the speculation surrounding his future, stating that discussions regarding a contract extension with Monaco would take place after the Euros. This leaves the door open for a potential summer move, with Arsenal seemingly well positioned to secure his signature. The midfielder's versatility, technical ability, and experience at both club and international level make him an ideal fit for Arsenal's style of play. His potential arrival would strengthen the Gunners' midfield options and their bid for domestic and European success. Listen, this all sounds great. But at the same time, we need to be getting our transfers spot on. That's what we need to be doing, because Man City are strengthening. Man City, there's talks that Man City are going for Paqueta, Man City are going for Guimaraes, and Man City are trying to strengthen in areas where they've recruited and it hasn't been exactly what they expected from the players that they've brought in. So we need to be making sure we do the same thing. We've got a lot of areas we need to strengthen, but let's keep it real. When we bought Lokonga, he had a big reputation as well. Well, not a big reputation, but he had some buzz around his name when Lokonga came to Arsenal. I think it was from Anderlecht. And we've seen how that's worked out. He's not been part of Mikel Arteta's plans, loaned out to a lower Premier League club. They didn't trigger his buy-in clause, and now he's come back. That's not worked out. Fabio Vieira came from Porto. A lot of Arsenal fans hyped him up. Came to Arsenal and he's been underwhelming. He's been extremely underwhelming. Even in games where Odegaard drops a stinker, he can't break into the team. We can't keep making poor decisions like that, bringing in players that, within a year or two we're getting rid of. We can't keep doing that. Yossouf Fofana may be different. Yossouf Fofana may be an absolute gem. And he might be an absolute steal for the money that we're getting him for. But there are other options. We've got Bruno Guimaraes that will offer very similar level to what Partey's offered us. We've got Paulinho, that's a very good defensive midfielder. So there's options out there that we could go for. Yes, it will cost more money, but they look like smarter risks because they're already Premier League proven and they've shown that they can do it. This guy playing in Monaco, he may be a great player, he may not. So it's a risk. It definitely is a risk. Maybe it's a risk that we could take. I mean, at £20 million, it's not like it will be hard to recoup that money back, really and truly. He's still young as well. So 25 years old. I think this deal could be an absolute steal, or it could be an absolute waste of £20 million. And we're not the best, and we're not the best club in terms of selling players. So this is why, for me, this one is questionable. It's questionable because I've not seen him. Every time we're linked to a player, We see that Man United are linked to them, West Ham. We see AC Milan. We see all of this PSG being linked. Like, this could all just be agent talk. Let's just keep it real. That doesn't confirm that the player's a baller. You know, this is always happening, and it's a lot of times it's agent talk to bump up the price or to make a team react and feel like act now before the player leaves. These are all transfer tactics. We see it all the time. So they try and use and use clubs against each other to see if they can hike up the price, see if they can get a bidding war, see if any of them will react and feel like they need to get the player quickly in talks before, you know, his head is turned by another club. But ultimately, I'm not sure if this is the best option. I really don't. As I said, I've not seen him play. Monaco do get some good players, but is this guy going to take us to the next level? And that's what I'm looking at when I'm looking at every signing that we get. Is this player going to take us to the next level? Is this player going to be able to be in the starting lineup? Is this player going to be the difference maker in us winning the Premier League or the Champions League? I think we're at a stage now with Arsenal that that's what we got to look at. And I question the signing. You know, I question it. But listen, a lot of you in the chat have been telling me that he's a baller, telling me that he's a great player, that we should go out and get him. Listen, I hope you're right. If we can not dip into our transfer budget and get a player that can offer us what Thomas Partey does, he wouldn't take that. He wouldn't take that. Like I said, 20 million pounds isn't bad. Is the 20 million pound evaluation only because he's got a year left? You know, is it only because he's not that good? We will see. We will see. But listen, familia, make sure you're liking and subscribing, hitting the bell notification, all that good stuff. Make sure you keep supporting the channel every day, dropping more content. And later today, we should be going live. So make sure you tune into that. Make sure you do all that good stuff. Leave it down in the comments below what you think. Should we go for Fofana? Are there better options? Let me know. Without further ado, we're out. Love.